Welcome to Sprint Review 3 for an iOS app called MathMindset by myself, Alex Murphy, and Ritwik Babu at the University of New Haven.
So when we first launch the app, we are greeted with the splash screen, and then it takes you to the onboarding slides, which are displayed when you first launch the app and if this is your first run. So it gives you a general idea of what you can expect from the app itself. And when you hit get started, you're taken directly to the sign in page. So we had shown the basic sign in the last sprint, but this time we have implemented the biometric authorization. So when you enter our email ID, so this email ID is already registered for biometric. So we see the option pop up, and when I click on use a biometric, if I have the feature enabled, it'll show me the option to directly take in my Face ID. Since this is done in the simulator, I'm giving the option to give a matching face, and when the biometric authentication matches, it takes you directly to the home page. And we also have the Google sign-in implemented as well. So when you click on Google sign in, you're given the option to select between different accounts. I've already signed in with this account previously, so when I select this, it should pull in the credentials and get the access token to again log in into a new fresh account.
Now we're going to demonstrate some improvements to the problem-solving process in general. First, I'll go to derivative to show that the answers are actually randomized, so it's not always the top one that's the correct answer. However, in this case, it happened to be the top one. But I'll show you once we move on to the next question. This one's also the top one. But now it's not the top one. So we have minus 20x plus 4 is the correct answer. That's the second option. And now I'm not going to go through all of these, but I will show you that if I press back, we'll actually be taken back to the home page, and the star counts are adjusted accordingly. We've also added quizzes to the app, which allow the user to repeatedly attempt at solving 10 successive randomly generated questions. Let me just get to problem 10 first, which would be... Okay. All problems solved, now the user can take the quiz. So as you might have seen earlier, the topic card is now changed to have a button where the user can take the quiz. And quizzes allow the user to attempt to solve 10 randomly generated questions successively. There's no feedback given at the end of each question, just so that the user abused that option for super scoring. And we'll see the score we get, and that will be reflected on the user's homepage. Also, the problem of the day now operates with a timer that actually means the user solves it once a day. And now once I go back to home, we actually see a timer, and the user has to wait until the next day to actually solve the problem again.
And on the leaderboard page, we now have all the users based on their score and their streaks. So this is just the top 10 users. So you can switch between these two options, and you will always see the top users for that parameter. You also have the current user and their corresponding parameters. So we have the score here, and we have the streak. And this does get updated in real time. So if anyone else is solving a problem, if you're switching between the views, you will always see the user with the maximum score or the maximum streak.
And lastly, we just wanted to demonstrate that notifications for the problem of the day are also working. So once the user solves the problem of the day, I think it's this one, the user is taken back to home, and the notification will be queued. Now, we manually edited the time at which this notification happens, so that we can demonstrate it for the sprint review, but actually this notification is meant to happen every time the problem of the day resets. So if we wait until 9:31, as these parameters reflect, there will be a pop-up notification reminding the user of the problem of the day. The reason we minimize the app is because iOS actually suppresses notifications from an app that is already in the foreground. Thank you for listening to Sprint Review 3.